looking at another Gti-r to buy. This one's midnight purple and has a lot of modifications done to it. Really nice condition actually. Just have to use the torch here because it's a little bit dark in this garage. 160k on the clock. Hasn't gone since 2009. The repairs have started. Got the rocker cover off. Engine looks almost new. That's fantastic. Some rocker stoppers in there and some aftermarket camshaft as well. Nice surprise. Yeah, just going to replace the rocker cover gasket because it's leaking. Replace the plugs. Open up the dizzy. Clean that out. Clean all the connectors. Replace the spark plug leads. I've already dropped the oil, already dropped the gearbox oil, and replace the oil in that, get that all done. I can already see a couple of things wrong that I'm going to have to repair, which is fine. We've got some electrics in the car that need fixing as well, and I've just fitted the new wheels that I bought for the car as well. So they're looking pretty cool. It's the old one, new ones to go on. So yeah, lots of progress on the first night of ownership. That's loose as it's not even in the block. That's where my oil leak's coming from. Bloody pipe. You have to take everything out to get to that. Okay, so where are we at on this? Basically, got it into the garage and found it had a whole bunch of oil leaks. I was going to replace the rocker cover gasket, replace the fuel filter, all the usual suspect stuff. It was only running on 2 cylinders, so I was going to have a look at the dizzy as well and get the injectors cleaned, put some new gas in it and fire it up. Upon taking the oil separator off the front, I found that this was loose and it was rattling around, so that was causing one of the oil leaks at the front of the car. So I re-flared the end of it and pressed it back in, and I have silicone sealed it. So then I started pursuing a little bit further and noticed that the turbo down line into here was the wrong material basically, and that was leaking as well. So and then the exhaust had 2 exhaust leaks in it coming down, so I've pulled the whole turbocharger setup off. We've got our downpipe and our turbocharger, so we had an exhaust leak coming out of here and an exhaust leak coming out of here. So that's fine, that's all off. Turbo actually looks like it's in pretty good condition, which is great. Yeah, I'm going to have to replace things like this because it's all rusted on the inside. And the injectors have come back. They've been high flowed and cleaned, so that's good. I'm going to have to do a bit of work up in here though, polish everything up. I've pulled the stock breather system off, so I just replaced that with some vacuum hose. Ordered some new exhaust gaskets because these ones are stuffed. We've got our new fuel filter, our new spark plugs, our new rocker cover gaskets arrived as well. Just been mucking out with the wiring and the vacuum lines. They're all an absolute mess. Just trying to sort them out. Got a front mount on the front, our new wheels, front bumper off. Bit of a mess at the moment. I then found that the sump and the bottom sump piece, so the bit that's above the sump, like the bottom of the motor, that was also leaking. So that's all now pulled off as well. I'm resealing that. Our slave cylinder for the clutch was stuffed, absolutely rusted out. There it is here. It's all pitted on the inside, there's no chance of saving that. So I got a new one. And the clutch master cylinder, which sits in behind the plenum, I'm going to have to pull that out as well, because that's absolutely knackered and it's leaking fluid on the inside of the car. So that's a hell of a job with the plenum and motor in. This was almost coming to the point where I should probably just drop the engine to do all this work, because I imagine I'm probably going to have problems at the back of the motor as well with vacuum lines and water lines and leaks and rust and all sorts of stuff. So, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, probably a car that I shouldn't have bought. It's turned into a bit more than I thought it was going to, but we'll get there in the end, and it should be a pretty good car once we're finished. Very straight, body's in really good condition, no rust. Unfortunately, the car has sat for 12 years and the running gear has not liked it. The other thing we're going to have to do is do all the brakes, because they're all locked on and stuffed as well. Now they don't be in the same condition as the slave cylinder was. Anyway, a little bit of an update. Cheers. Easily one of the worst jobs in a Gti-r is taking out the clutch master cylinder with everything still intact. Basically it comes out from in behind that plenum. Down in there. There's no room. Not a lot of fun. 12-year-old brake fluid. Look at all that sediment. Needless to say, the brakes are going to need a rebuild. But I'm glad that's all out of the system, because when I put the rebuilt brakes back on, at least that's not going to be sitting in there waiting for it. Anyway, brakes bled, and yeah, time to get the brakes off and get them rebuilt.